Jones.
God damn, I can't take so much more. This shit was trash. Hey, YJ, the producer's trash. This shit is trash. LA's trash. Bob Howard is trash on this song. Nothing against you, dog. This song is garbage. Port City ain't got nothing against you. This shit is trash, though.
Yeah. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool. That's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break. Leave it alone. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool. That's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break.
YJ said take a break from the Anna, but haters got Jones as strong as the Indiana. Watching all my moves, he ain't making none. Stay counting all my cake, he ain't baking none. Most of these haters ain't never done a creative or starting this situation inspired by starvation. What do you get from hatred? I'm trying to figure out. I'm making money, making moves, and I'm feeling out. This nigga right back over here up in his feelings now. He no longer talking boxing, he talking killing now. So what the fuck we supposed to do? We supposed to shoot it out? Brother, we supposed to be brothers, brother. Let's talk about it.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool. That's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break. Look, it's no way in hell that I can let that hinder the rise. Been through the fire and I couldn't let that injure the pride. They don't know the half of it. Better get it burned. Listen to every word. Chit chat for the birds. Listen here, I cannot be deterred. So I told them, get your hate up. I'm still silent. Not affected by the bull, told him chill. Silence. Thicker the skin, the bigger the win. I'm trying to see my people rise, I just don't know when. Can't see how when the crown's always pulling down. Told my brother you can have that. There go the crown, now run with it. When you done with it, pass the baton. It's real game for the radio, you know what I'm on. Come on, come on. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break.
How I feel to be enslaved in 2019. Pictures of being free, still stuck in a pipe dream. I see burning crosses within the night's gleam. And you in the grocery store licking ice cream. I was raised by wolves and drug dealers. Wouldn't harm one white man, but love to kill niggas. Damn, that's self-hatred. This the dilemma that we all face with. Now you can run from it or face it. What does it mean to be black? Living inside this wicked habitat. What if this beef, you better handle that, cuz ever since Martin Luther King had a dream, it's been a nightmare, bullet house and triple beams.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break.
Every Messiah has a Judas. Every lie starts from a rumor. Every straight bullet has a shooter. For every drug there's a drug abuser. For every winner there's a fucking loser. I was raised around coke movers, AR big boy shooters. This lifestyle is deadly. It was only seduction. I'm haunted in my dreams. My conscience is my Kruger. I'm trying to balance my goddamn. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hate is like a cancerous tumor. Eats at the hearts of men who fought this Kama Sutra. I lost my best friend at the age of 15. Got shot in the head by his brother. What does that mean? I am trapped in this awake of a fucking bad dream. I'm crying at the moment as I rap and sit green. Look at the pain that hatred brings. Shit so self-destructive. It make kings start killing kids.
Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break. Look, I can see the hatred in the way they move. Cool, that's the difference between me and you. Violation caught the flag on the planet. Animosity don't look good on you. Give it a break. Let's go. Yeah, let's talk about that hatred, man. Hell nah. YJ the Art, Bob Powers, Port City.
Man, I swear to God, I thought this was a motherfucking alien. I thought this was some public enemy. Yeah, nah.
This continent of Africa must be one. I hear you saying, he says, the borders must be open. The borders must be opened. Because borders are opened for white people. When there is a white person from Mozambique who can't even speak English, you welcome them. When there is a brother from Mozambique into non-spread, you call them names. Yet you don't call white people names. There is no Mozambique here. There is no Swaziland here. There is no Lesotho here. There is no Botswana here. Zambia or Namibia. There is no Zimbabwe. There is Africa, the continent of our ancestors. We were divided. We were divided by the colonizers. What type of a student activist are you? What type of a ground force are you? You say, I don't want colonialism. We want decolonization, yet you are supporting colonial borders in Africa. We don't want anything that looks like colonialism. We want to be one thing with our sisters in Tanzania, in Nigeria, in Egypt, in DRC, in Sudan, in South Sudan, everywhere else in Africa. We don't want passport, we don't want visa, we must move free of charge. We are one thing. This continent is one. I am a Zimbabwean, I am a Nigerian, I am a Tanzanian, because African brothers everywhere where we are victims of racism and colonialism. They don't care whether you come from Mozambique or South Africa, you are black, they hate you. The best we can do, solidarity amongst Africans. Let us hold each other's hands. Let us protect each other against colonialism. I saw a video of some police harassing a Nigerian in Sandton. I want to say to my Nigerian brothers and sisters, those police do not represent us, and they do not represent the South African police services. Those police, they must be dealt with, they must be disciplined for harassing a person simply because this person is a Nigerian. It must come to an end. Some fool is going to say, but these Nigerians are committing crime. Fine. If Nigerians are committing crime, a lot of them are in Hillbrow. Why are the soldiers not in Hillbrow but in Cape Town among South Africans? There are no soldiers on Nigerians. There are no soldiers on Mozambicans. There are soldiers on South Africans themselves, because crime is committed by us. We are the ones who are selling drugs to our own people. We are the ones who are beating up our own women. We are the ones who are killing each other. And then you hide behind the Nigerians. Stop being cowards. Take responsibility. Stop crime. When Nigerians come here to commit crime and they do not find us as criminals, it will not be conducive for them to do crime where crime is not happening. It starts with you. Stop crime. Stop hiding criminals if you want a peaceful South Africa. Zimbabwe, please find a solution. The economy of Zimbabwe is worrying all of us. Please find a permanent solution. Ramaphosa, we ask you to help our brothers in Zimbabwe. Their problem is our problem. Because when we had problem with apartheid, they received us in their country. They helped us. It is our turn to return the favor. DRC, we can see what they are doing there. They want those beautiful minerals of DRC. They are destabilizing it. They are making you African brothers fight amongst yourselves, including making it difficult for the president to appoint his cabinet. DRC, African leaders, come together. We want a stable DRC. We want a DRC that works. We want a DRC that owns its minerals. We want a DRC that will use the proceeds of those minerals to benefit the people of DRC. Sudan, there is no army that can preside over civilians. We don't have a problem with the intervention of the army. Let it not last for more than a year. We want elections in Sudan. We want civilians to choose a government of their own. South Sudan, don't be threatened by opposition. Embrace opposition. South Africa, ready yourself to go to South Sudan. Let us go and help them to build that new country. Let us help them to stand on their own so that we can be proud that a country was formed during our time and we helped to establish that country and make it stable. Cuba and all those who are threatened by the USA, please do not succumb to imperialism. Do not succumb to colonialism. Venezuela, we are with you. Cuba, we are with you. Russia, continue showing America a middle finger so that you can put it at its rightful place. They must stop thinking they can bully the world forever and ever. It will never happen. We want the world that is characterized by democracy and respect for human rights.
Welcome to the Great African Leadership Series.
We need a borderless continent. We need a continent with one currency. We need a continent with one parliament, which has got teeth and it will bite and hold the executives in countries accountable. And ultimately, we need one African president. We need United States of Africa. We supported and we continue to support those ideals of brother leader Gaddafi. We are following in the footsteps of those leaders. We are not saying they were perfect, some of them, but there are a lot of teachings that come from our leaders in the continent which we can follow because we think they will unite us. This thing was a one thing called Africa. This was one thing. It was divided by colonizers. These borders are artificial borders imposed on us by colonizers. Why do you want to behave like you are owning colonizers' properties? These borders are colonizers' properties, they are not ours. Let us go back to African unity. We want one voice, one Africa. We must stop doing away with African hate, which was instilled in us by the colonizers. When you say, hey, there are too many Zimbabweans here, there are too many Nigerians here, hey, you are doing the work of the devil, which is to divide Africans. Be angry with Nigerians and South Africans for doing crimes, the same, Zimbabweans, the same way you are with South Africans who commit crimes. They must be treated the same. It must not be because it's a Nigerian, it's a more crime. If a Nigerian kills a person, that killing is twice. As if the murder by South African is lesser than a Nigerian murder. It's wrong. Crime is crime. Let's deal with it as crime. When it is a white person in South Africa, undocumented, he's called an investor. Not only a white person, including Indians and Chinese. These Guptas didn't have proper papers here. These Guptas didn't have proper papers. No one dared called them Kwerekweres. No one. But if it was my African brothers, we're going to be called Kwerekweres because they don't have papers. Self-hate. It must come to an end. If it means making the EFF lose votes for that, let it lose votes. Lose votes on principle. Not on political expediency of wanting to appeal. This country belongs to Africans in the same way Nigeria belongs to South Africans. Nigeria is South Africa, South Africa is Nigeria. We are Zimbabweans. We need to do away with this nonsensical idea that was imposed on us by colonizers, by Theresa May ancestors, that we must dislike each other. We must do away with that. Theresa May is coming here to make sure that we continue to hate each other. Look at what we are doing now. We are reclaiming our land in South Africa, saying our people must get the land inspired by our brothers in Zimbabwe. Namibia is following. Let the whole of African continent follow and reclaim our land. That's how we are going to gain our independence. And through the ownership of the continental land, we shall then have a true one South Africa. We are unable to unite because we are divided along colonial lines, Francophones and Anglophones. We need to do away with that. We need to love our African brothers in America when they are being slaughtered, in London when they are being slaughtered. They need to know that we love them here in South Africa. They remain our brothers. Love each other everywhere else where you find one another. Protect each other, Africans, because we are in the receiving end of capitalism. Capitalism inherently, it is racist. That's why it's targeting blacks everywhere else where blacks are found. So we need to do away with that. We need to and Commonwealth is actually one of the institutions that perpetuate African divisions. We need to strengthen African Union. We need to strengthen African Parliament. We need to strengthen African judicial system. We need to trial tyrants here in Africa. We need to trial and jail dictators here in Africa through our own African judicial system. We can do it. We don't need imperialists to come and tell us how we can conduct our affairs in this continent. For that we shall be hated. But let us be killed and hated for what we stand for. We must not be scared to die for the things that we stand for. That's what we represent. That's what we stand for. And not being scared to die. I saw a Muruti that Kenneth Mishwe say, Malema is always surrendered by bodyguards and all that. Not being scared to die doesn't mean you must live a reckless life. Because any leader that lives a reckless life and doesn't protect himself, that leader will compromise the revolution. We need to protect our leadership. But if death comes, Malema must not ask for forgiveness. Malema must tell them, kill me, dog. That's what we are here to do. Kill me. Kill me for what I represent. Those should be the last words when you die as a revolutionary. Die with your boots on. Die not apologizing, because the enemy one day will tell the story of your life and they will say these were the last words. The last words of a revolutionary must inspire generations to come to continue the fight for a total economic emancipation of the African continent. Thank you very much.
And share this video with friends.
Africa, we are one. There's no one who must be allowed to divide Africa. Our struggle is to liberate the whole of Africa. We want the resources of Africa to benefit the people of Africa and not the West and not the East and not those who come outside Africa. Let us go and help Africans to get their land, to get their minerals, and use their minerals for the survival of African continent. If you hate Zimbabweans, or you are not going to vote for the EFF because I say we must love Zimbabweans, please do that. If you are not going to vote for us because we love ourselves so much, then you can go away with your self-hating vote. Renare Getata Papa Mazimbabwe ki mira ha re lebeletse Mazimbabwe re bona sipone re a ke pona ha re lebeletse any African, a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, all over re ke pona rena self, because a pain of Africans, it's our pain, not only here, even abroad. Those in the diaspora, those people are suffering. They're harassing them. They've got no rights. In America, it's even worse. That Donald Trump hates Africans. Africans are suffering everywhere. When they come back home, you still make them suffer. Why? What did these Africans do to you? Let's protect one another. Let us be one thing. Let us love our continent. Let us fight for our continent. Let Africa one day realize its own freedom. Let Africa one day stand on its own feet and say, I own my minerals. I own everything that belongs to this continent. Let Africa alone be able to say, enough is enough. Away with colonialism, away with imperialism. Let the unity of African people reign supreme in all of us. We are Africans, and we are not going to apologize about that. We will defend the Zimbabweans. We will defend Africans in our townships because we are one thing. This is our continent. There is EFF in every blood of an African child. Comrades, we are going to elections. I don't want to see a drop of blood. Let's not kill each other because of elections. There must not be violence anywhere. Let people campaign freely, including in your own houses. Welcome them, educate them. Don't beat them up. Don't disrupt their meetings. In the EFF, we lead through superior logic. It doesn't mean we are cowards. We are not cowards. If a fight comes, we are not scared. We will fight. But we are not going to start any fight. Let us unite as political parties and say no to violence. Every area, it must be open for campaign. If you want to go anywhere, including Masakaleng in Seychelles, you must go there and campaign. No one must stop you. We don't need blood. Blood will never make EFF government. Only a cross will make the EFF a government. We need a powerful cross. We need a red cross to govern this country. We don't need war to govern this country. We need the cross. Let us go and fight. Don't be scared. Don't be a coward. Go door to door, person to person, street by street, factory by factory, university by university, school by school. Talk to our people. Tell them that the economic freedom is coming in our lifetime. We want to see it with our nation. Not to make profit, is to keep our people informed. Government must put money and make sure that the SABC continues to inform our people. Comrades, Zimbabwe, it's our home. Let's go to Zimbabwe. We are one thing. Mozambique, it's our home. DRC, it's our home. Botswana, it's our home. We were divided by the Boers who imposed borders to get their freedom from apartheid Israel, which stole the land of the Palestinians. We want the freedom of the people of Cuba, because the people of Cuba, they've done so much for us as the people of South Africa. The suffering of the Cubans is our suffering. So fighters, let us not be too local. Let us be international. We are existing in a globe. We do not exist in isolation. Aretsebe matata alefase kamoka, because atoma wanakwa, before you know it, asheja fitlemo South Africa. Let us stop xenophobia. Let us stop self-hate. Hamotoelele China asinadi pampir alemate. Hamotoelele India asinadi pampir alemate. amotelele khoa asina dipampiri ale mmedi. But when an African is in South Africa and he doesn't have papers, you beat them. Why? Because you hate yourself. You don't love yourself. You must see yourself in a Zimbabwean. You must see yourself in a Mozambican, because that's who you are. A ground four. The solution is in the red. Don't be scared of anything. Let us say the red EFF is the solution. If you go from here and sleep, you must know we are Basaba. You are saying here, our Basaba, we are Bafuna. But when you live here,
all right, my fellow Africa, this is a good move. This is a good things that Julius Malema has spoken to us, but the things that he is talking to our fellow Africans is to stop with xenophobia. We as African, we must love each other. I remember in the early years of 1960, our grandfather and the father of the nation of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, told us to unite. Not only Kwame Nkrumah, if you are familiar with the laga or reggae, Bob Marley told Africa unite. Many of us we are familiar and we remember. If you are not remember, go and search in YouTube or in Google about Africa unite. When the Bob Marley performed in Zimbabwe, call Africa to unite. Why Bob Marley say Africa to unite? Without Africa to united, we are going nowhere, my fellow Africans. We as Africa, we must stop this xenophobia. This is a very painful. I see many times in the media when South African people are being chasing away other people from other nations, from Nigeria, from Mozambique, from Congo, and so on. But remember, we as African, we are one. Africa is one. Let us come together, my fellow Africans. Let us be together so as we can liberate Africa. Let us use our natural resources for our benefit. Many of us, we are not beneficial from these mineral resources.
they are too old. Old people are scared of white people. White people traumatize them so much. They've beaten them, they've harassed them, they've enslaved them. I don't understand why you are young and scared of white people. They've never beaten you. They are equal to you. You have been to school. You were born after 1994. Don't be scared of white people. Confront white people. Defeat white people. These old ones, they think of prison. They are scared to go back to prison. You have never been to prison. Yet you are scared of stories of prison. Let's go to prison. If it means prison, let it be. We're not going to be scared of prison fighting for what belongs to us. We're not going to be scared of death fighting for what belongs to us. This is our land. Shaka Zulu's land. Not Van Veeg and Van Tonder's land. This land belongs to Sikukuni. This land belongs to our traditional leaders who fought with these bastards. And they thought they defeated our forefathers, and they will defeat us now. Let them come. We are ready for them. We are dead as we speak now, because there's nothing to live for. Why be scared of death? You go to a toilet in a pit toilet. You don't have a house. You don't have water. You don't have electricity. You stay in a shack. When it rains, your shack is raining. Yet you are scared to die. You are dead now. What is life in a shack? What is life without water, because water is life? What is life without electricity? What is life without education? What is life without dignity? Because only those who are dead do not have dignity. Yet you are alive without a dignity. Why are you alive? You are equal as dead. Don't be scared, black child. You are dead already. Why be scared of death? Because this thing that you live now is not life. Why be scared? I never thought in my life I will be 38 years old. I thought this bastard would have killed me by now. This thing of mine is a bonus. That's why I don't care about these things. We are dead until our dignity is restored. What type of a human being are you without dignity? Women being raped, children being raped, old women being raped by their own children. What is life about that? What is life about dying of killer diseases like HIV and AIDS, not because there are no ARVs? The ARVs are there, there is no proper food to eat the ARVs with. What is life about that? What is life about people dying of cancer because there are no machines in KZN hospitals? What is life about not having a proper health care, a completely collapsed public health care? When you go to a hospital, is equal as going to a mortuary. What is life about that? What is life about learning under a tree, learning in a mud school? Our children are equal as dead. Don't be scared. You only have one option, and that option is to break the chains of poverty. And you can't confront these chains without being brave and being prepared for anything. So when we live here, go and remind black people that you are dead. We want to resurrect you. You are equal as dead. There's no life in Newcastle. There's no life anywhere else where you find black people who will bring life to them. What is life about a job? Even in your own home, when you don't have a job, they don't listen to you. When there is a funeral and they are discussing the date, you are not even allowed to suggest a date because I'll say wait. But now ukuluma ngani wena? Wait man. You don't have money. I'll say wait. You can't even get married and have children and enjoy your proper family. I'll say wait. What is life about that? Let's go and find the jobs. Where are the jobs? The jobs are on our land. Once we find our land, we'll find jobs and the dignity of black people. We are fighting for the respect of black people. Whether you are staying in a middle class place, or as long as you are black, they will never respect you because of other poverty-stricken black people. We are all the same. So when you leave on the 8th of May, you must take the people to the voting station and tell them you must vote for life, because black people are dead. That's why they shoot you like that. They just come into a